In a world of diverse identities, clothing is more than a fabric. It's a statement of who we are and where we come from. But for my people, a piece of our heritage was lost, erased by fear and the need to blend in. It's time to reclaim what was lost. It's time to bring back MySudra. As a young child one day, I was going through an album of old family photos at my grandparents' house, imagining myself alongside my ancestors through these snapshots. I suddenly stumbled across a photo that immediately caught my attention. My great-great-grandfather in Morocco, proudly wearing some sort of a head wrap. Upon first glance, I asked my grandfather why he was dressed like the Arabs, but my grandfather smiled and said, "This may look like what the Arabs also wear, but the Sudra is the original Jewish head covering, and the more modern kippah is actually only a minimized version of what we used to all wear." I started to search for sources and found countless mentions in very old texts, including the Babylonian Talmud, which dates back 1800 years, describing the Sudra as a Judean symbol of wisdom, dignity, and identity that was regularly worn on the head or around the neck. I later learned that it was Ashkenazim who first started replacing the Sudra with a smaller head covering, a kippah, in order to conceal who they were amongst non-Jews. Jews experienced cycles of constant persecution and feared for the imminent next wave of abuse. So, they began dressing in the commonly worn black hat and coat popularized at the time. Realizing that wearing a Sudra could not be hidden under a hat, they reduced the Sudra into a kippah or yarmulke to camouflage themselves amongst others, while still holding on to the tradition's technical rule of covering our heads. Later, Sephardi and Mizrahi Jews were also forced to remove the Sudra, a symbol of honor in all Middle Eastern cultures, in order to humiliate Jews by depriving them of a respectable appearance. While living under strict forms of Sharia law, Jews began being treated as dhimmis, a status keeping us as second-class citizens. In those times, apart from being forced to pay a special tax known as jizya, Jews were also forbidden by law to be seen as physically higher than Arabs in public. In other words, if an Arab had a one-story house, his Jewish neighbor's house had to be visibly smaller and could not be 2 stories. Or, if an Arab was walking down the street, the Jew riding his horse or camel nearby would have to physically get down to make sure that we were always experiencing being the lowest member of their society. Although a past forgotten by most, our oppressors had beaten the Sudra out of us, and eventually, we forgot. Now, for too many, the very sight of it has become so foreign to our own self-awareness. I started thinking, if we went back 2,000 years, our ancestors wouldn't even recognize our new modern dress. They'd wonder, where's your crown? Why did you trade a symbol of strength for something so easy to blow away in the wind? Something inside of me knew then that now is our time to reconnect to this ancient expression of ourselves. In honor of my great-great-grandfather, I founded MySudra, a movement to decolonize Jewish identity and reclaim the clothing that tells our story. Today, the Sudra is more than just a garment. It's a bridge to our past, a declaration of pride, and a step towards our future. He or she who wears the Sudra is saying to the world, I am not afraid of unlocking the truest version of myself, and my generation will be the last one who depends on the approval of others to do so. I remember who I am.